No, they're making money. Yeah. That yeah, at this point, they are not losing. They have so much the large builders, they have so much economies of scale. They're buying product. I mean, you think of D.R. Horton, they're buying in bulk, and they get lumber, windows, everything, drywall at a cheap price. And then with the contractors, they drive down the price. They say, "Look, we're gonna guarantee you year-round work," which most contractors in our area have never experienced. But at getting the year-round work, you are not gonna get paid what you would normally get paid by a mom and pop builder.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hey folks, welcome back to the show. Today's guest, Dallas Barkman, is a broker in Indiana and Michigan. He specializes in new construction. You can find him across social media and on his YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Dallas Barkman. Dallas, thanks for taking the time today.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
When we talk about the new construction space specifically, I've noticed that there seems to be more ground up construction, more new construction happening now than really ever in my lifetime. And it's not just from, big players. I'm also seeing it from, maybe former flippers who realized, the new trend is to get into ground up construction. How long have you been specialized in new construction for?
Since 96.
So a long time. What do you think is the driving factor right now for all the new construction that we're seeing across the country?
There's been a huge buildup of demand from the Great Recession. It all started. And back then we had a push to tear down a lot of properties. And also we had a strong fallout of people who were losing homes, and the banks tightened up credit. So we had a good 3 to 5 years of a population not buying real estate, houses being destroyed and demolished, and building up demand. And then you still had the younger generation growing, graduating from high school and college. And here we have a shortage of housing.
It seems like a two-sided sword, right? Because on the one hand, we all want to have affordable housing. On the other hand, when there's new construction happening everywhere, that certainly changes the landscape. I think for the most part positively, because when there's an abundance of housing, that means prices should generally go down. Are you seeing as well that there's not just the big players, but also folks who may be buying infill lots? Or former flippers who are getting into new construction? Are you seeing that trend happening now as well in Indiana?
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs, for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Yes, the market that I'm in is a fabricated, very micro market type of area. So, for example, one thing I left out is the regulations that were enforced and put on by local communities that really stifled new construction. So in the county I'm in, the construction is either high-end custom homes or infill. That's all we have right now. Now, if we go one county south, we have D.R. Horton came into town and a major builder out of Fort Wayne, which is about an hour from my market, and they are building. They're knocking out houses left and right, more of a production style.
Now, when we talk about, the DR Hortons, right, the large, corporate builders, generally speaking, I think that this is providing an opportunity for first-time home buyers to get lower rates, to get more cost-effective housing. But you also mentioned that it's specific counties that those builders are building in. Is that because the townships don't want them in certain areas, or is that just because there's available land out there, more cost-effective land outside of county lines?
It's a mix. So the county I'm in, Elkhart County, we are very industrialized, and the government has wanted. We're also very agricultural, and so the government has wanted to keep that mix. And so there are restrictions on development, and we are just starting now to have the turn where the officials see, wow, we need housing. And so we have two large developments going in, but as you know, it takes a year to two to sometimes get streets in.
Yeah, I mean, when we talk about the process of building out a subdivision, I think the general public may not be aware that the builders foot all of the cost in most cases. Yeah, I mean, there may be situations where the town may, you know, pitch in, but I think that that's less common than the builder doing basically everything. So there's holding costs right from the beginning, right? And so if you have, utilities take a while to get out there, if permitting and so forth, if any of this takes more time than predicted, it's a risk, right?
Right. And what's interesting, the two major developments going in, one has taken about 2 years to plan, and there was state money given to help fund the project. And ground was recently broken in August. It's going to be a huge community with several thousand sites and local builders. And then, interestingly enough, D.R. Horton is involved in the other one with an investor. However, they are doing a takedown on the lots. They don't have any risk on it. The developer has the risk. And so the takedown agreement that they have is to purchase 2 to 3 lots per month. And they're just getting the gas lines in right now, so we'll see if they actually follow through and start to purchase the 2 to 3 lots. But they are actively marketing the community.
Break that down for me, because that's an interesting strategy. So there's a developer who's getting it shovel ready. Is that what's happening? And then DR Horton is taking it from there?
Yes, that is correct. They've worked in tandem, and that was just the agreement. They a little unsure of the market due to some things they've heard about the government oversight and that kind of thing, and that was the guidance that I had mentioned that they should probably take.
I've heard this, and I don't know if this is generally true or if this is true in certain instances, but not most, that some builders will purchase, especially in larger communities, where there's potentially, several, hundred homes, right? They'll purchase the first 3 homes in a new area to set comps. Is that something that builders are doing or that you have seen done?
I have not seen that, but I wouldn't doubt that happened.
Because when I think about, the strategy here, and I don't know because I haven't participated in this side of the business, but when I think about new construction specifically, and I think about some of the lower rates that we were seeing out of new construction, especially, comparing that with what flippers were able to source or what buyers were able to source on flip homes, it just seemed like, hey, this is almost, and I don't like the term artificial, but it seemed like, how are they able to get these rates that are so much lower than what people can buy outside of the major builders, right? And you come to find out, well, they're buying down rates, and then at the end of the year, they're basically fire selling homes because they have to meet a quota with larger new construction and these corporate entities. Do they have a little bit of a different model where not necessarily every home has to be a winner?
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
I didn't catch that last part, and I'll come back to that. But what I can tell you is the two, I would call them a mom and pop builder and more of a regional corporate builder in our market, will not lower prices at all, but they will offer to buy down the rate similar to the big players to keep those comps in line. But yeah, if you want to, the last part of that question, I didn't get.
So for the large corporate builders, is every home a winner for them, or are they potentially selling homes for a loss in some cases?
Oh, no, they're making money. Yeah,
Every
that,
home, okay.
yeah.
So
At
it's
this
not
point, they are not losing.
it's not a situation where you might see like a dealership if you're going to buy a car where it's the end of the year and they're fire
No,
selling homes.
no, they have so much the large builders. They have so much economies of scale. They're buying product. I mean, you think of D.R. Horton, they're buying in bulk, and they get lumber, windows, everything, drywall at a cheap price. And then with the contractors, they drive down the price. They say, look, we're going to guarantee you year-round work, which most contractors in our area have never experienced. But at getting the year-round work, you are not going to get paid what you would normally get paid by a mom and pop builder. And the same goes for the salespeople. Salespeople's commissions are quite a bit lower than what a broker or an agent's going to make. However, they're going to have model time. They're going to have some advertising. They're going to be able to go out and talk to all the realtors and say, look, this is what I got. And so it is a cake job, but they make you work.
Hey, I've actually had a Lennar, I guess it would be a Lennar agent on the show here, and as someone who's not in that side of the business, it struck me as a great way to get into the on ramp of being active in real estate, because you're going to get so many reps in, right? You're going to be talking to homeowners. Now, from what I understand, either you can't have a real estate license or it has to be inactive in order to, for the most part, in order to work with the national builders. But I mean, to talk about a great opportunity to meet
Right,
as many
right.
buyers as possible.
On both factors, that's how I got into real estate by circumstance. I was actually in the securities business in college part-time and got recruited by sales manager. And so that's how I got into real estate. On and it is a great opportunity. You get to know the business, know folks. The second part was I forget.
I mean, from what you said, that addressed the general idea that I was stumbling to make, which is that, like, for folks who are trying to get into the on ramp of real estate, there's so many different ways to do it. One of the less talked about ways is through the builders.
I know, yeah, not to interrupt. I know what I wanted to say. It depends on state specific on your licensing. In Indiana, you do not need a license
Now,
for new construction to work with a builder if you're an employee of a builder.
from what I understand, they typically don't want you to be selling outside of working for the builder, right?
Well, that is correct. You are captive. You are captive if you're an employee. Now, that has changed somewhat. What I've noticed in the market, and I've been approached by D.R. Horton and other builders, is look, we're a little slow right now. So in this community, or we're trying out this community. Can you list our homes, or can you do open house time for us? And we're not really wanting to take you on as an employee, but we know you're experienced, and there's several builders doing that in our market. I think, 'cause our market is very different from the larger market, metro markets, that's just a different model to sell, where they don't have to take on the overhead of an employee.
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
I do want to pivot a bit here and ask you about the rental market out there, and then also the types of properties that you've seen investors looking at. Generally speaking, there's so many different ways for folks to be a investor: short-term rental, long-term rental, right? Mid-term, travel nurses and so forth. But you also have people that are buying small multi-units and doing pad split, where they're divvying up the rooms in a home and renting them out individually.
Mhm.
Are you seeing any trends out there for investors that maybe have been different than the previous cycle?
Oh, boy, it's pretty well, we're seeing more construction of larger units in our market due to the tax credits that the government had, but those have come to a completion almost. That would be the biggest change in my market that I've seen.
Yeah, that 100% bonus depreciation and everyone doing cost seg analysis is interesting because it's now a huge tax opportunity. So in addition, of course, to the benefits of cash flow, you're also able to take this large deduction. I do want to ask you specifically about being licensed in two states. You've got in Indiana and Michigan. How did Michigan come about, and also what's it like doing business across state lines?
Alright. I've always worked for builders who were licensed in Michigan. My main core is Indiana. And due to interest rates rising and the inflation going up, the builder I was with several years ago, we parted ways. There was a major factory that laid off, and I lost 7 sales in 1 month. So, in that transition, there's a builder called Allen Edwin Homes out of Kalamazoo, Michigan, who built about 1,000 homes a year, and their main core is Michigan, and I started having clients for Michigan, and in order to get paid on those clients, I had to get my license.
That's how it starts, right? I think about Oklahoma, which is my neighboring state to where I'm licensed, Texas and Oklahoma. Dallas and Oklahoma are just a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other. But we are coming up on time here, though. Where can folks go to reach out to you? Maybe they're looking at new construction in Indiana, or they'd like maybe your feedback on a project that they're working on in Indiana. How can folks reach out to you?
Yeah, my Zillow page is probably the easiest way. Just Google Dallas Barkman, that's B like boy, ARKMAN, and Dallas Barkman Zillow, and you can find my stats there and my contact info there.
Dallas, thank you for taking the time today. Thanks for coming on the show.
Likewise. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.